Differentiating a physics classroom can be very beneficial for student learning. We will describe how to use formative assessments and whiteboarding strategies to differentiate a class. These students are working on a formative assessment to discover the laws of motion. They've been asked to rank time and flight for 6 different scenarios with varying heights and velocities. Students who understand the independence of horizontal and vertical motion will correctly rank the scenarios based on drop height independent of horizontal velocity. Students with misconceptions are likely to make one of the following 2 errors. Time will be greater if height matters but dropped objects fall faster than objects that are thrown horizontally, or only velocity matters. The more velocity an object has, the greater its time in air.
As students are finishing the assessment, the teacher circulates and provides students with a colored post-it note without further instruction. Based on the responses, students with misconceptions receive a blue post-it note, while students with a grasp on the concept receive a green post-it note. Those with a blue post-it note go on to a Tier 1 activity, and those with a green post-it note go on to a Tier 2 activity requiring higher reasoning skills.
After everyone has completed the formative assessment and received a post-it note, the class will divide into their 2 groups. Students working on the Tier 1 activity will gather together and separate into smaller groups or partnerships. Students working on the Tier 2 activity will do the same in another part of the room.
The Tier 1 group will view a demonstration to help show how horizontal motion has no effect on time to fall. Then the student will solve a basic 2-dimensional motion problem.
Across the room, the students who accurately completed the formative assessment will be working on an enrichment activity. Students will analyze more difficult 2-dimensional projectile motion.
Students in the Tier 1 activity record the results on a whiteboard. If you are unfamiliar with whiteboarding, check out these hints for creating your whiteboard.
Meanwhile, students in the Tier 2 group are recording their findings on whiteboards.
We find that having a positive classroom culture is essential for effective circle whiteboarding sessions. These are our 4 rules for encouraging this type of discourse. In addition, class should be arranged in a way that promotes discourse as opposed to a presentation.
Each group will use their whiteboards to share their findings with the class. This will give students a chance to see what those in a different group have worked on.
Now students will be regrouped into pairs consisting of a Tier 1 and Tier 2 student. Their new task is to find the landing location of an object launched at an angle from a cliff.
After the pairs have worked out and whiteboarded the problem, the whole class will reconvene. For this circle whiteboarding session, all groups will present their boards simultaneously. Discussion will focus on similarities and differences on each board, considering the variety of methods students may have used to solve the problem.
This activity started with a formative assessment to assess students' knowledge of projectile motion. Through differentiation and whiteboarding strategies, students modeled their understanding as a group. From here, students can go on to individual practice with a better understanding of projectile motion and hopefully more confidence in their problem-solving abilities.
The activities in this video are linked to the following NGSS and NYSSLS standards. Yay, standards!